All right, we're going to get into 8.5 day 2. Here are the answers for 8.5 day 1. Graphing does take a little bit of time. It's a little more tedious than what we're going to work on today. And domain and range, if I did not explain that in class, I will explain that in class. Domain and range, we've talked about it. However, I didn't explain in the last video, so that is something that I'll definitely talk about in class if I haven't done so. So if you didn't get the domain and range part, that's totally fine. And then a few of these problems, you didn't actually have to graph them. I just wanted you to talk about the transformations. So we got a vertical stretch for number 22. For 24, we have a vertical shrink. For 26, we have a vertical shrink. Number 28, we have a vertical stretch and a reflection. 30 is a vertical shrink and a reflection. And 32 is a vertical shrink and a reflection. All right, a lot of what you're going to see in this video here today is problems I'm going to talk about in class. I just want you guys to get the formula for today so you guys got that down. We're going to be working with real-life equations or real-life problems today and working with writing equations. Okay, so this looks like a lot here. You're going to see this and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, well, there's so much going on. There's nothing different today except for instead of it being a times b to the power of t, it's a times this value right here is going to be our b value. It's 1 plus the growth rate. And it's, like I said, it looks like a very complicated formula. I'm going to show you guys what to do with it and how easy it actually really is. So when a quantity increases by the same percentage over equal time periods, this is the formula that we're going to use. So write this formula down in your notebook. Know how it's different than what we worked with yesterday. And here is our example problem. The owner of a 1953 convertible sold his car at an auction. The owner bought it in 1984 when its initial value was $11,000. Its value is increased by 3% each year. So here's what you're going to do. We're going to start with our formula, y equals a times 1 plus r to the power of t. Okay, we have an initial value, that's our A. So the initial value is $11,000. 1 plus R. You're going to change R, change the percent to a decimal. Okay, so it's 3%, so 3% is 3 over 100, which equals 0.03. So 1 plus 0.03 to the power of t. Okay, so what's the value in 1996 when he sells it? So how many years has he owned the car? So it doesn't matter that it's a 1953 convertible. Don't let that number distract you. He bought it in 1984, and then he sold it in 1996. So that means 12 years have passed. So we're going to go 11,000. And then 1, you can put the 1 plus 0.03 together. You can add those together to get 1.03. I'm going to rewrite that because it looks very sloppy. And then t is the number of years, so there's been 12 years that have passed. And like I said, you'll need a calculator for this. I'm going to grab a calculator really quickly. Okay, but I want you to show your work. So what I did is I typed this into my calculator. And how you're going to type it into your calculator is just as it follows. You're going to use the caret for the exponent. You can type that directly in your calculator, and then you're going to get an answer with a lot of decimal places. So we're going to round to the nearest hundredth because that would be cents, 37 cents. So that's how much he sells it for. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to spend some time in class tomorrow looking at some word problems, just talking about different scenarios. I have a mini project we're going to do a different day, and we're going to talk about credit cards. A lot of application to this stuff here. So this is going to be our assignment in class, but we're going to talk about a couple problems before you guys get to that so we can practice that formula a little bit. So enjoy the short video, and we'll talk in class and go over a couple more problems. Thank you guys.